This video will help you with histograms. Remember, histograms are similar to bar graphs, but they show intervals for the data, so there are no spaces between adjacent bars. So looking at question 1, the frequency table shows the number of pairs of shoes that each person in a class owns. Create the histogram. So for a title, I'll call it pairs of shoes. The frequency goes on the y-axis. The pairs of shoes, the number of pairs, will go on the x-axis. Our highest frequency is 11. So when I set up my bar graph, or my histogram, sorry, I'm going to go from a high frequency of 12 down to 0. And along the x-axis will be the number of pairs of shoes. So let me label my y-axis first with frequency. Now the x-axis will be the number of pairs. Of shoes. Okay. And then for our intervals, we're going from 1 to 3 for my first one, so I'll use 2 spaces, 1 to 3. My next interval is 4 to 6, so the very next 2 spots right adjacent to it would be 4 to 6. Then we have 7 to 9, so the very next 2 is 7 to 9. And then 10 to 12. And then the very next 2 is 13 to 15. Okay? So now I draw the bars. 1 to 3 pairs of shoes have a frequency of 11. So right adjacent to the axis. 4 to 6 was 4, so right next to it with no space between it, there's a bar capped height 4 for 4 to 6 pairs of shoes. 7 to 9 had nobody, so that bar is at 0 already. 10 to 12 was 3. And the last interval, 13 to 15, was 6. Okay. Then looking at the next example, they give us a histogram and we need to interpret it. So the histogram shows the winning speeds of the Daytona 500. So there's the frequency and the speed in miles per hour. Which interval contains the most data values? So the highest bar is 150 to 159 miles per hour. How many of the winning speeds are less than 140 miles per hour? So I would add up the interval for 120 to 129, which I would estimate as being 1, and 130 to 139, which is 4, so that would be 5 winning speeds are less than 140. And then how many of the winning speeds are at least 160 miles per hour? So again, I have to estimate a little bit here. It looks like it's about 7 plus 5. And when I add those together, that would give me an answer as well. I hope this video helps. Please let me know if you have any questions.